Hi everyone. One major gap that I've identified after talking to a lot of bosses and Gen Zs is that there's a huge communication gap between the Gen Zs and the bosses. What's happening is that they're just not able to connect with each other and their thought processes are different. So in this video, I'm going to be resolving that challenge because that is a part of my role is to identify challenges and provide a resolution. Now, this is really not to, pick on anyone. The whole idea is to talk about the issue and give a resolution. And this gap is not about slang, Gen Z slang. I've seen a lot of people on social media trying to use Gen Z slang to connect with them. The problem is the difference in the thought process. I'll explain this with the help of a short story. Once a young employee walked into his boss's office and asked him for a leave. So the boss asked as to why he needed the leave. He said, because I want to take my girlfriend out on a date. To this, the boss said, I could have given you the leave had you not been well. But I can't, give a leave just because you want to take your girlfriend out on a date. The employee nodded and walked out of the office. After that, the employee got to know that the boss actually left office because his wife needed him for some important work. So the next day, the employee did not go to work. And when he was asked why he took the leave, he said, because I was not well. Though that was a lie, the employee actually went for his date because he realized that the boss was not being fair. So here, the gap was not in communication. It was also in the thought process of the boss and of the employee. I mean, don't expect people to do what you can't do, right? If you don't want to be unfair to yourself, then let's not be unfair to others as well. Now, the same thing could have been handled very differently because all good reputed organizations, they allow casual leaves. So, if you want to be a good boss and if you want to communicate effectively with your younger employees, then be fair, learn to negotiate with them rather than always being bossy and strict with them. That doesn't work in the world today. You'll also have to show more kindness and be more polite with them because they are able to assess what's happening. Having said this, I also want to clarify to the Gen Zs that when you're asking for something, always first, be good at your work. If you have the skills, if you perform well at work, people will respect you more. So I think this is what's going to bridge the gap. It's really about trying to understand each other's thought process. And I always tell the bosses more to understand because they're more experienced. The bosses also have to understand that the ultimate revenue of the company is generated through the employees, especially through the freshers. Your main job is to manage the team. So if you do it more patiently, it will actually show you better results.